Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Mokuba. Welcome to our session on presentation skills. We will explore the component of good presentation, what are they, and recognize how to improve your own presentation. And then you have some activities session where you should be able to design a presentation and share and discuss with the group. Let's travel back over 2000 years ago to ancient Greece. Imagine a time when public speaking was the main way to influence politics, win debate, and inspire action. In that world, Aristotle took the art of persuasion seriously enough to study it deeply and write it down. Today, persuasion is everywhere in advertisement, where businesses try to win customers, political speeches, politicians try to win votes, social media posts, influencers try to win public, even in job interview. Aristotle's ideas are still relevant because they help us understand how people are influenced, whether we are the one speaking or we are the one listening. In the 4th century, Aristotle wrote a book called Rhetoric. In it, he explained that effective persuasion relies on three main strategies, which he called persuasive appeals. These are ethos, appealing to credibility or trust; pathos, appealing to emotions; logos, appealing to logic or reason. We will look at each of these in details with example from everyday life. But before we dive into them, think about the last time you were persuaded to do something. Was it because you trusted the person? Because you share the person's emotions? Or because it just made a logical sense? That's Aristotle's framework at work. Ethos, pathos, and logo are the three essential qualities that your presentation must have before your audience will accept your message. When you stand in front of the audience, whether it's in a classroom or in a business meeting or a conference, you want them to accept your message, but not just to hear it. But for that to happen, your presentation must have three critical qualities. Without this, even the best ideas can fall flat. Remember, Aristotle's first persuasive appeal is ethos. This is all about credibility of the speaker. Before people listen to what you said, they are silently asking themselves, can I trust you? Should I take you seriously? So this is the first persuasive appeal. Let's remember Aristotle first persuasive appeal, ethos. This is all about credibility of the speaker. So you need to be credible to the audience. The audience need to trust you. Is the issue or is a matter of trust here? Before people listen to what you said or to what are you saying or to what you want to say, they are silently asking themselves, can I trust this person? Should I take this person seriously? This is the question even me, I ask myself when someone want to give a speech or when I'm in the conference. Let's break it down each point here. Know who you are. This is the first one that we need to understand. The audience doesn't know you. you need to introduce yourself. Is really important, and establish that why you are relevant. You can ask yourself or see yourself in this situation. You imagine a stranger walking into your room, you're sitting in your living room and come to give you advice. You probably hesitate to believe them, or it can be even in a company or in your business or in enterprise or wherever in school. So you ask yourself, who is this person? So you need to know who they are. So the person needs to introduce themselves. And the second point here, understand why you are there. As a speaker, you need to understand yourself why you are there. So people need to know your purpose. What is the reason? If you are speaking on the climate change, for example, because you are a researcher or an expert in the field, so that's built authority because you show your expertise. So you understand the reason you are there so that the audience will connect, will understand as well. So the third one is think you look the part. This thing is not about the fashion, so it's about the way you present yourself. For example, a business person, when he give advice to businesses, the way he dress is not a fashion, it's the way he dress himself. So that's match the role of the person. For example, a firefighter, when giving a fire safety talk, for example, in uniform, is instantly more credible than in casual clothes. People we see is wearing the firefighter uniform, so it's really important to take that one into consideration as well. And the fourth one is believe you. Credibility is built not just from your title or looks, professor, doctor, magistrate, judge, engineer, but from your honesty, consistency, and expertise. These are the three key elements here that you need to take into consideration. People believe in you because of your honesty, because you are consistent, and because you demonstrate your expertise. So if you exaggerate, for example, or give false information, that you lose completely your credibility, you lose your ethos. That's one you need to take into consideration. Think about a time when you trusted someone immediately. What gave them credibility? Why did you trust them straight away without doubt? It's really important. Now, think about the time when you doubt someone. What was missing? What went wrong? Why you doubt them? So these are the elements that you need also to take into consideration. So another example, we can take an example of David Attenborough, you know, an environmentalist giving such amazing program. You know, people listen to him about the environment not only because of his knowledge, but because he's consistent about the climate change. He's reliable and is passionate for decades. He's always talking about climate change. He's always talking about environment. That Ito in action. The second persuasive appeal is here is pathos, which is about appealing to your audience emotion, how you connect with them. People make decisions based not only on facts but also on feelings. You can use stories, vivid language, tone of voice, even visual to stir emotion like excitement, empathy, pride, or urgency. So this is the key element. These are the key points that it will connect you, or the audience will connect with you. As I said earlier on, pathos is one of the 3 P's of persuasion. So along with the logical, and the credibility. So let's break it down here as we have on the slide. Your words evoke feeling of courage or achievement. So you need to explain, or you need to choose, the right language that you can inspire people. You can inspire bravery or motivate action. So it's really important. Instead of saying, for example, this project will improve efficiency, you could say something like this: this project will empower us to achieve what others said was impossible. You see the change there? So you try to, the language only can inspire people to motivate them. So that's really important. If we look at another sentence there on the slide where it said your visual evoke feelings and envy or trust or lust, sorry, that this one you can demonstrate or show that images can trigger emotional response instantly as well. See, for example, when we see some ad on the television for, does it show cars, for example, it showed elegant lifestyle there that make the viewer think, oh, I want that, I want this car, I love this car, I like this car, I want to buy this car. You see, so that's the feeling they have in that ad there. So the feeling, they connect themselves with that emotionally with that advert. So they envy straight away that I want to get this one. So this is something also that the image can attract. Another one is your idea evoke feelings of possibilities or success. So we need to look at the concept that you present can spark hope, ambition, desire for change. That's really important as well when you do the presentation. For example, when sharing a vision for a cleaner city, for example, or greener city, for example, if we take for bigger city nowadays, they're trying to go green. So just present the plan there that you want to make this city a little bit bigger, greener, or cleaner, whatever. But it makes people imagine living in that better future environment or better city compared to the one they're living now. You see? So it's something like we need to remember on that one as well. So what is important here? People don't always make decisions based on facts, but they are driven by how something make them feel. The feeling. How they connect emotionally with that one as well. So if you want to tap into the right emotion, so you need to choose also, some language there. So you need to connect on that one, on the excitement, the pride, hope, even fear. You make your message stick. That's what we need them to remember. Yeah, the third persuasive appeal is the logo. That logo appeal to reason and evidence. This is where you need, as a presenter, to use data, to use facts and logical arguments to make your case. So it's really important because the audience will ask themselves, does it make sense? Is there any proof? So you need this logo, you need this logic where you bring data to support or facts to support what you present to the audience. The third persuasive appeal for audience here is logo. Logo appeal to reason and evidence. This is where you use data, you use facts to support your cases or the logical argument to make your case. So because the audience may ask themselves, does it make sense? Is there any proof? These are the questions always people ask. So you need to use clear evidence. That means statistics, case studies, expert testimony to strengthen your point or to support your argument. Don't just make a statement, back it up with facts, example from credible sources. So that's really important. So you need to show that evidence makes argument stronger and more believable. So you need to present that evidence there for them to make your case stronger so that people will believe on that one. So you can't just because you say so people will believe in that. So in academic or professional or business context, you need always to use fact, statistics, present case studies, use expert testimony so that you can support your argument there. The second point, which is important there, you need to be consistent. Your argument should follow a logical order. You don't have to jumping around between unrelated points. You need the consistency there. So you need your point, your tone, or your approach should line up across the whole message. So avoid the contradiction. So that's another one that is important. So because consistency builds trust, a consistency make you look unreliable because you are not consistent. So you also need to show strong evidence that you can present that can lose impact if the argument keep changing. Is really important on that case as well. And then the third one is you need to avoid faulty reasoning because a persuasive argument collapses if it's built on weak or false assumptions. So you need to be credible. You need to present, not to make a false assumption here. When you are trying to persuade someone, say convincing your friend, for example, to watch your favorite movie, do fact alone win them over? This is the question that you need to ask yourself. So if we remember these three pillars of Aristotle's persuasive appeal is logo, ethos, and pathos. So the first one is a logic, reasoning, and evidence. That means fact, statistic, and data. That's what we discussed previously. The second one, ethos, is about credibility and trust. That will bring your authority, your expertise, and your moral standing. That's really important also. And then pathos is about your emotional connection. So your feeling, your value, and imagination. So we have to remember that Aristotle argued that using only logo, the logic, is not enough. Fact may be true, but if people don't trust you, like ethos, or feel emotionally connected, that pathos, your argument may fail. You see, for example, the data show exercise reduce stress. That's logo. You know, that's a good example there. For example, if you use that, the data show exercise reduce stress. But if you are trusted health coach, that's Etho, and you share a personal inspiring story, which is Pato, the message became more persuasive, you see, because all the three elements there, they are together. So it's really important. So you need to remember that one as well. So Aristotle believed that all three are equally important. Logic, credibility, and emotion work together. So you can't only use one, the logic, and then put aside the credibility or the emotion. So it will not work. Leaving one out weakens your persuasion. So all three are important. If we use, for example, that it's like a three leg stool. Take away one leg and it's fall over. You see? So three-leg stool, they stand together because they are three. But if you took one, so it will not stand. So it means persuasion work the same way. So logo, ethos, and pathos keep your message standing strong. So that's what we can remember on that one. Let's start by working on this example. They just design a presentation, a 3-minute presentation. The presentation that we will be designing will be about 3 minutes, and then we have different part, different section, how that you can organize yourself or doing some speeches or doing a presentation for within 3 minutes. The first one that you have to start is about 15 seconds, where you need to introduce yourself as we discussed earlier on, and you need the hook, or you need the anchor that you know, with your opening sentence that will grab the interest of the audience. That's really important within the 15 seconds, so that you can cover that. The next 60 seconds, you need to tell your story. You know, what is the presentation is about. Tell the story that puts the idea into context, that in the context of your presentation, and use the time frame that which you're going to offer to present you, to frame your offer, why you are there, what are you presenting, why you presenting. You say this is your, tell your story about the audience, your value, the value about your, you know, the presentation you are doing. So it's really important to cover that within this 60 seconds of our 3-minute example here. And then that will be followed by 75 seconds where you get them thinking. How you get them? You can bring in data. You know, we discussed earlier on that to support your argument, you need, you know, facts. You can't just say something. So for people to believe you, or to buy into that one, they need to see some data. They need to see some evidence. So it's really important from credible sources. So really, this is really important that you need to present. But in our case here, that you can focus on issue like market size, for example, growth rate, you know, competition and revenue potential. So you need to keep this section also clear, concise, you know, so consistent, so that you know, with the flow of your story. So this is another point, important point here as well. in our 3-minute presentation here, so you need to is a close. You know how you're going to close your presentation, how you're going to finish your presentation. So it's really important that you should be clear, you know, so you can let the audience knows that you know what difference will they make, you know, if you know you need the support that the support will help you achieve. So you need to ask them question as well. So in your close, you need to discuss that. This is really important here as well.